Discipline Equals Freedom, a book written by Jocko Willink. And in this video, I am going to just do a brief overview of how I feel about the book, whether I would recommend that you read it or not, what are some of the most positive things I've found about this book, and also what are some of the drawbacks that I have from reading this book. So this book was written by Jocko Willink. So Jocko Willink is a Navy SEAL. He's a #1 best-selling author of another book called Extreme Ownership: Way of the Warrior. He's also a top podcaster, and his podcast is called Jocko Podcast. He's a co-founder of a multi-million-dollar leadership and management company called Echelon. I think it's Echelon Front. So Jocko Willink is basically a badass. That's all. That's how I explain him. So this book called Discipline Equals Freedom. I'm going to start talking about some of the most positive things that I've read and I've learned just by reading this book and why you should read this book. So would I recommend that you should read this book? I would say I'm going to explain later that it's actually on a case-by-case basis based on where you are in life and in your personal development journey. So this book, from what I see, is that there are two main sections. And the first section makes up almost 80% of the book, from my opinion. And it's more around motivation. It's more around thoughts, the way you should think about things, the way you can interpret the world in order for you to be more disciplined. And then the latter half of the book is more like strategic, tactical things that you can do on a day-to-day basis. It's just pure information on what to do. So that's the great part about this book, is that it has thoughts that you can read, especially every day, first thing in the morning when your mind is sort of like waking up and trying to understand things. These thoughts are absolutely powerful to have them in your psyche. Like, it's just thoughts. It's mainly thoughts, and then part two is actions. So these thoughts is like the way of discipline. I can open any page here and just a powerful thought about how to interpret the world, how to interpret discipline, how to have more discipline, and the mindset that you should have. So these things are very powerful because they reprogram your mind to be able to focus on how you should interpret things to be more disciplined. And then the last part is more around actions. Part two is actions. So the book focuses more on feeding, nutrition. It focuses more on your workouts and what are the workouts. That's part two of the book. So like I said, this is pure raw information that guides you, gives you specifics on how to work out, what to eat, and what to do in order for you to improve your overall body in general, how to have more energy, how to utilize your body, and how to use nutrition and working out to give you more energy. So this is exactly what I like about this book. I also like the cover. I mean, the cover, it's just different. So it's an amazing cover that it has. It just feels so nice when you're handling the book on as a book. It looks nice when you also take pictures and trying to inspire other people to read the book, especially if you have a background. My coffee table is a black background, and when I place it on it and I take a picture, it just looks nice. So what are some of the drawbacks specifically that I did not necessarily like about the book? And remember, this is my own personal opinion and what I personally think about the book. So in the thoughts section, you find that it's random thoughts. I don't know if there's like a way to the madness. I never know that. I don't know the author personally. and how he wrote this book, but the thoughts are random. So for me personally, I'm somebody who's more analytical. I'm more like, I could explain it as I learn in a fact pattern manner. Now, the world is not like that, and the world is not me, and not everybody is like me. We're all different. So, generally, I think almost each and every thought in here that is written is actually a book on its own that that should have delved deeper on some of the things you have to do. Maybe in other books it's like that. I haven't seen other books, but I'm purely speaking on this one. So when thoughts are random, sometimes for me it is hard to be able to keep up. When you go from talking about weakness, then positivity, then another thought, another different thought, a different thought every day, I'm more used to, and I like the idea of interpreting a specific idea at once in a specific chapter and outlining the strategies that one needs. So let's say I'm telling you to, there's a thought that says go after it, right? It says you should go after it. So it just explains that no, don't sit around, go after it. Whatever you need to do, do it now. Do it today, do it however. Do it now, go after it. So that's good to know. Isn't there more details that you need regarding that? So maybe giving specific, highly specific scenarios. So you want to be in shape. How should I go after it? I know it outlines the workout, but how do I get to a point where I'm consistently going after it? I mean, after all, this book is about discipline, which usually implies also consistency. So if I'm trying to get in shape, when I say go after it, it's what are some of the strategies, specific examples you've seen in your life of specific people going after it, maybe when they are starting from zero? What are some of the key nuggets? Because the thought is an overall thought, and for somebody personally like me, being more analytical, liking things to be in a fact pattern manner. When you are talking about one subject, I really want to drill deeper into that subject and really find the true nuggets that are worthy, that I can also implement into my life to be more disciplined. Maybe the book was written in a different way. So that's the one drawback, and I know there are some other people that are like me. So hence, I say you should take it on a case by case basis. So it means usually, whom would I recommend for this book for? I would say also somebody who's just starting out in personal development. You know, you are new, you don't know some of the thought patterns that you should have, and you're trying to develop yourself. I am not perfect, number one, and I don't expect everybody to be perfect. So if you are new and you don't know the thought patterns that you're supposed to develop in order for you to become better, then these thoughts are definitely going to help you. Also, if you are new, especially towards working out, this book will help you to start sort of nudging you in the right direction in terms of what to do in order to get in shape. What are some of the specific things you can do as you are trying to get in shape, because you are a beginner? So you go to the beginner section and then you see that are the thoughts in a fact pattern manner. So let's say you've now been into 3 years of personal development. You know some of the thought patterns that you should have. Is this necessarily going to help you? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so, because it's just random thoughts of almost 150,000 books that were just taken as thoughts, and put in here. So you necessarily won't need that information, because now you need to be consistent and taking consistent actions, choosing a particular topic that you want to learn, drill down into that topic up until you get to the point whereby it's second nature. And once it's second nature, then you can come back and maybe just have that thought in mind. So Here and there, I might be contradicting myself as I'm speaking because I'm hearing myself, but I'm trying to explain that I would recommend this book for somebody who's starting out. If you've already been deep into personal development, trying to develop yourself as a person, it might not be the most effective tool to go about it, but ultimately it is a great book. I would definitely, personally, where I am at in life, I would give it a 7 out of 10 rating if I have to give it a rating. And yeah, trust this book. If you really want to read it, I would say go and read it, find out for yourself, and see how you can draw up lessons from this book that you can also use to change your mindset and start being disciplined in life. Other than that, I'll see you on the next video. Comment below for any video topics that you want me to cover regarding mindset and fitness. Mindset and fitness. And what I also want to help you do is I want to help you be more accountable. So if you are somebody who's saying I'm struggling to hold myself accountable, I'm trying to achieve a specific goal but I'm just not getting there because nobody is holding you accountable. Even when you try to hold yourself accountable, what tends to happen is that you tend to let yourself go and you don't achieve your goals because you slack off, and you're not gonna hurt yourself. You're not gonna take away your money. You're not going to deny yourself anything if you don't hold yourself accountable or when you fail to hold yourself accountable. So reach out to me so that I can show you and I can help you out with a program that I'm doing to take you through 3 weeks of accountability coaching where I teach you to install some of the mindset that I have for myself to be able to get into the body shape that I want, maintain it, and go on for the past 9 years as I've been doing. So if you want that, reach out to me on Instagram. My name is at Amumhwane on Instagram, and we'll talk about it and I'll see how I can help you. Other than that, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on the next video. Sure.